We're here at the 1992 NBA Draft, and in real life, Shaq was selected by the Orlando Magic. But today, his career's going to be in reverse, meaning that he'll be going to the Boston Celtics. He's going to be playing alongside an old Larry Bird and also Reggie Lewis. But will this be enough to win an NBA championship? Well, Shaq was sure trying to. In year number 1, he averaged over 20 points and 10 rebounds per game, and that was good enough for the Celtics to earn the second seed. We have to take on the Charlotte Hornets in round number 1, and considering they have the tallest player in NBA history in Muggsy Bogues, we might have a tough matchup ahead of us, but ultimately we got out of there in 3. Now we have the Miami Heat in round 2, and against Miami we found ourselves down 3-1 in the series, but we fought back, forcing a game 7, and in game 7 we found ourselves up by 2 points with a little over a minute 30 to go. Can we hold this lead? We're going to Larry Bird for a fadeaway and he hits it. Bird puts us up by 4 points here in the fourth quarter with a minute 30 left. A stop would be absolutely huge for us right here as it could help seal the deal. But Miami comes back with the 2 of their own. We go right back to Larry Bird, who decides to swing the ball. Shaq's going to set a screen up top, roll to the rim, and find himself wide open for an easy layup. Now we're up by 4 points as Shaq has 22 points and 14 rebounds. Reminder, this is rookie Shaq. But does Miami have an answer? Well, they run a play to get an open shooter. The shot goes up, it misses, but they get the offensive rebound and an and one. And even worse, the free throw drops as well. So we are only up by 1. Things have really turned against us here, and we need a bucket. Larry Bird takes the tough shot, and he's tired, and that one misses. Now Miami can take the lead. Things have really turned against us here in clutch time. Miami's going to work their way into the paint. Steve Smith, the awkward fading jumper, goes ahead and drops. And now we need a bucket. We're going to go to Bird in the post. Larry Bird, the post hook is good. A nice shot by Larry Bird to put us up by 1. But there's plenty of time left. Miami goes to Glenn Rice. He pulls the midi and he hits it. Glenn Rice with a huge shot. Now there's only 3 seconds left. We pull the full court shot. And that kind of almost went in. But it didn't drop. So we lost in game 7. A solid playoff effort for Shaq besides the awful free throw shooting. But now it's time for Shaq to move on to his next team, the Cleveland Cavaliers. He's going to be playing alongside sharpshooting guard Mark Price, but Shaq was the star of the show this year, winning the MVP as his Cleveland Cavaliers made it all the way to the NBA Finals. And in the finals, Shaq found himself taking on the Seattle Supersonics. And this would be a very competitive series. Despite going down 2-0 early, Shaq would bounce back, but ultimately lost in 7 games. It was a devastating loss, especially because Shaq did everything he could, averaging over 30 points per game in the series. But now it's time for Shaq to move on to Phoenix, where he has a really good supporting cast. This season, he found himself in a Game 7 against the Lakers with his season on the line, and his supporting cast came up big, as they were able to win in a Game 7 in convincing fashion against the Los Angeles Lakers. Shaq is once again conference finals bound, but will he be able to win an NBA championship? Well, he's going to have to go through the veteran Utah Jazz, and this proved to be easy. It was a sweep. Now we have a series against the Miami Heat. And the Heat, they have a well-rounded team, but they don't have a star like us. Despite that, it was a close back and forth series. This meant that Game 5 was going to be huge, and we won that big game. Guys like Vernon Maxwell and Dan Marley helped out a lot. But in Game 6, the Miami Heat came right back, led by Glenn Rice with 36 points. Now we've got a Game 7, and with our season on the line, we once again lost. Back-to-back devastating finals losses for Shaq. But he's moving on to the team that he just lost to in the NBA Finals. Will he be able to get a championship? Well, he picked up right where he left off, winning another MVP award. And now he's playing alongside a great scorer in Glenn Rice. This was enough to make it all the way back to the NBA Finals, as Shaquille O'Neal continued to dominate and also had great players around him. We have the Dallas Mavericks here, and Shaq is facing another elite big in Alonzo Mourning. And at the start of the series, the Mavs were just too much. We were down 3-0, but we came storming back, and we were able to force a Game 6 where we once again won. Now, we could have a chance to make history and pull off the first 3-0 comeback in NBA history. But unfortunately, we didn't do it. We lost in Game 7. We did all of that just to lose in the final game. And after this, it was just a downward spiral. Shaq won 2 more MVPs, but he just kept losing in Miami. So it was time to move on to the Lakers. This team was absolutely ridiculous. And with that, Shaq won 2 championships in his first 2 seasons with the Lakers. It was in year number 3 where Shaq finally had a challenge. He was taking on the Brooklyn Nets in the NBA Finals, and even though the Lakers were up 3-1, the Nets came back, forcing a Game 7. And in Game 7, we had a close one. With the Lakers up by 1 point, with a little over 2 minutes to go, they gave the ball to Shaq, and he got a 3-second violation turning over the ball. And after this, the Lakers subbed Shaq out of the game, and Dikembe Mutombo took over. He got an offensive rebound, got to the free throw line, hit 1 out of 2 of his shots, but after that, he redeemed himself once again. Chauncey Billups pulled a 3, and Mutombo got another board, and this game was pretty much wrapped up. So even with Shaq off of the floor, this team was just so stacked that they were still able to pull off a Game 7 win in the NBA Finals. So that's a wrap, and the Lakers are once again champions as Chauncey Billups is named the Finals MVP. The next season was a little bit more rough. We were only the 4 seed, and we found ourselves in a Game 7 in the conference finals against Sacramento. And this was another close game. We were down by 1, and Allen Iverson got to the free throw line where he knocked down both shots. With this, we found ourselves up by a point, and Sacramento was looking to answer. Does Sacramento have something here, or are we going to be able to stop them? Well, Dirk got the steal there, and now Chauncey Billups has it. So many star names on this team. We get the ball to Dirk, who pulls a 3 and hits it. We're going crazy in clutch time. 1 more stop and 1 more bucket. We should be pretty much good to go and back in the NBA Finals. And there's the stop. Shaq gets the steal this time. Chauncey Billups has the ball. Billups gives it to AI. Oh my goodness, AI! He just punched one. Oh my goodness, the posterizer. He's on the ground. He doesn't even want to get up. And Iverson misses the free throw, but does it really matter? Well, maybe it will if the Kings can make something happen here. Dirk gets a reach-in foul, but luckily the Kings aren't in the bonus, and now they're looking to make something happen off the inbound. Time is running low for them though, less than 50 seconds remaining, and they're down by 6. 5 seconds on the shot clock. They still haven't put up a shot. The tough shot is up, and it's off. It looks like we have this one in the bag. Wow, we were great in clutch time. The Dirk 3, the AI free throws, the AI poster, the steals we got. And now we're back in the NBA Finals where we sweep the Charlotte Hornets. Shaq has just been dominating in his Lakers tenure, winning ring after ring. And this year, we were the 2nd seed. We were able to easily make it out of the first round, and I thought we'd cruise our way to the finals, but we actually lost in round 2 to the Clippers. A surprising ending to what seemed like a dynasty run. I mean, we were just winning chip after chip, but the next year, we were back. We were taking on the Brooklyn Nets, and this was the team that took us to 7 in the finals previously. And it looks like we're gonna lose to them this time. Vince Carter takes home a finals MVP. The next year, we were back in the finals though, and this time, it would be a different outcome. We'd win in 6 games, and AI was named the finals MVP. But with this, Shaq was starting to get older. He was stacking up the championship trophies, but he's already 34, and this is going to be his final year with the Lakers. But we had a big year in Shaq's final season. 74 wins. By far the best team in the West. Nobody else even had 50 wins. But the Clippers, once again, took us down in the second round. A surprising ending to a season where we literally won 74 games. Shaq has had a successful Lakers tenure, but now it's time to move on. We're headed to Orlando, where Shaq will be playing alongside Yao Ming. We're going to move Shaq to the power forward, and this was just kind of an awkward fit. We lost in the first round of season number 1, lost in the second round of season 2, and in season number 3, we found ourselves in the conference finals. Against the Brooklyn Nets, though, we got swept, and they went on to win the NBA championship. It was time for one final run with Shaq, but unfortunately, we didn't even make the playoffs. And this is where Shaq's career is going to come to an end. 4 MVPs and 5 chips. That's it for the video. Have a great day. Be sure to like and subscribe.